Good afternoon. Welcome to Afternoon Chat. I'm your host, Ghost Mostly. How's everybody doing today? The chat's up and running. What's going on? Is everybody staying out of trouble? I am. It's like whopping 29 degrees outside, freezing rain type stuff. I'm hiding out, staying out of trouble. What are you doing? I'm in Michigan. It's winter. Okay. Nothing else to say there. So, afternoon chat, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A free channel. No midstream ads, no sponsors, not trying to sell you anything. Not coming out with a line of merch. I'm not running for political office. I'm not chasing your wallet. Okay. This show, the people in the chat are the actual stars or guest stars. They determine what we talk about. There's no predetermined topics. There's no script for the show. Okay. This is an inclusive channel. Everyone is welcome. In the United States or worldwide, everyone is welcome. Can talk about whatever you want to talk about as long as we stay within the community guidelines established by YouTube. As long as we don't piss YouTube off, we're good. So what's on your mind today? I'm not ranting today. I did that yesterday. Okay. I did 2 hours on Live and Let Live yesterday. That's good enough. You guys determine what we talk about here. Yeah, I was watching the news this morning. It's depressing. That's all I got. News is depressing. I'll probably shut it off next week. I probably won't watch the news next week. I'll just take a week off from it. It's just too much bull. Well, it gives me a headache. Okay. When I see these people running around doing things that are just wrong. Yeah, our pro law enforcement exalted hot dog thinks it's okay to murder people because they're boating off the coast of Venezuela. There's no nice way to put it. It's murder, folks. Plain and simple. In America, we don't shoot first and ask questions later. We have a set of laws. If those boats are full of drugs, those people need to be arrested, tried and convicted. You can't trot around the globe just blowing people away. It's not right. They deserve a trial. I don't care whether they're fishermen or drug dealers. They deserve a trial by our laws. Okay. If there's no trial, it's murder. Plain and simple. I don't care if it's done by an aircraft carrier or a battleship or one soldier in a rowboat. It's murder. Arrest the people, seize the drugs, try them, convict them, send them to prison. It's pretty basic. Everybody knows. We shouldn't be running around killing people. These decisions are made by people that do not value human life. Plain and simple. Sane people value all human life. Sane people don't run around killing others. I don't understand why they think this is necessary. Is there a drug problem? Yes. That's not a conviction in a court of law. The fact that we have a drug problem does not mean you can just walk up and shoot people, bomb them, or whatever they're doing. It's ridiculous. I'm 68 years old. I've never killed another human being. I got no problem with that. I don't care. There's no reason to justify taking another life. In my opinion. Feel free to jump in the chat and voice yours. Feel free to disagree. Hey, I'm just a guy sitting on his couch. Okay. I can give you my opinion. That's all I can give you. In my opinion, they're murdering people. In my opinion, everyone deserves a trial. I don't care what you think their crime is. Until you prove it in a court of law, you're nothing more than a vigilante. Vigilante justice is not justice. In my opinion. Feel free to disagree. If you guys aren't chatting today, it's going to be a horrible show. I'm just telling you that right up front. I've been watching the news all morning. It's not right to murder people. I don't care who the people are. When our next president takes all these killers and surrenders them to the Hague so that the Hague can try them for their war crimes, do they have the right to a trial, or should the Hague just blow them away? Oh, you want them to get a trial, but the guys in the boat, no trial for the guys in the boat. I rest my case. Public opinion. That's what I'm offering. In my opinion, as a member of the public, murdering people is wrong. I don't kill people. I don't want to kill people. And I hope you feel the same. That's all I can do. Is hope you feel the same. I don't understand why supposedly sane, mature men think it's okay to murder other people. They do not value life. If that's going to be the case, then, why do we even have a court system? Why do we have laws? If you can just go up and kill somebody willy-nilly, why do we have a criminal justice system? Oh, we have a criminal justice system so that we can get justice. Feel free to disagree. Jump in the chat. Tell me where I'm wrong. If you want to be able to chat, go to youtube.com, download the Discord app. This is also free. I'm not selling you nothing. Okay. I have no interest. Not in selling you squat. Okay. That's not what I'm all about. I want to meet people from around the world, give them a chance to voice their opinion, let them be heard. That's why I'm here. That's why this show is here. If you don't like it, change the channel. Okay. If it's not your cup of tea, switch it off. But if you want to voice your opinion, or if you've ever wanted to have a discussion with your TV, golden opportunity right here. 5 days a week, 2 hours a day. I have no other projects on YouTube. This is it. Take it or leave it. I do need people to like and subscribe, as well as the viewing hours, but that's so that the channel can get monetized down the road. Not for this show. This show is always going to be free. And I made a commitment to myself that I'm going to do it for 3 years. So here we are. I don't know, been doing it 3.5 months, something like that. I started August 25th of 2025. You do the math. Okay. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm smoking a cigarette. I know society wants smokers to be their whipping boy. Okay. Whip away. I don't care. I don't know. I think that's why I'm a good host for this show. I just don't care. Okay. I got no set agenda. I got nothing that I am scripting. I'm not trying to weigh the conversation one way or another. Yesterday I was down every rabbit hole that crossed my mind for 2 solid hours. Today my mind's tired. I'm relying on you guys. If you guys don't make any conversation, there's not going to be any conversation. I'll just hang out. I'm sitting in my living room. Okay. I can hang out here all day. I do it all the time. Doesn't cost me a penny. I'm going to make tacos for dinner tonight. I know it's not even Tuesday and I'm going to make tacos. What the heck is this world coming to? I had hot dogs last night. So I'll have tacos tonight. What's on your mind? What do you guys want to talk about? What's going on in your part of the world? It's a nasty winter day here. I'm in Michigan, the center of the universe, Michigan. What, you don't think Michigan's the center of the universe? Well, you're entitled to your opinion, I guess. Now, the fact that I'm just a boring old guy, that's your proof that I'm not AI. I make mistakes all the time. Hey, who knows? Maybe having a show on YouTube is a mistake. I mean, who's to say? I like it. I enjoy it. I've met people from 8 different countries since I've been doing this. It's very exciting to me. It could be the last 10 minutes of the show that somebody jumps in the chat, but when they do, I just get elated. Makes my day. Well, it's Wednesday night. I really don't have any plans. I'll probably touch base with my friend Krembolina. She just got me to sign up to one of those health insurance add-ons there. I don't know what you call them. Advantage plan or something like that. I don't know. I signed up. I got to wait for all the crap to come in the mail. All the things to come in the mail. I should mention that. I apologize for my language yesterday. It wasn't obscene, but it could have been better. I have a larger vocabulary than that. I can find other words. I'm just trying to train myself. I don't need to curse. Okay. I don't know. Maybe tonight I'll fire up the PS4. I'm not buying a PS5 or a 6 or a 19. I'm sticking with the 4. Okay. There's plenty of games there to play. It's entertaining enough for me. Haven't been on it in about 3 months, maybe 4. Well, I've been focusing on this show this year. I have no clue what I'm doing. You should find comfort in that. I feel like I'm a blind man that just bought a new house. I don't know where anything is, and I'm just kind of feeling my way through it. I know, but poor example. I figure, all right, I'll click a new button today. See what that does. Hey, it is what it is. I don't know what you guys want me to tell you. We're slowly moving forward with the channel here. We're getting more subscribers. We're getting more viewing hours. We'll get to where we need to be eventually, or we will fail eventually. I'm not willing to throw in the towel, so here we go. Should be interesting. Yeah, I'm still drinking Dr. Pepper. I'm moving a little slow today. Well, it's Wednesday, middle of the week, you know. What are you guys doing? What's going on in your corner of the world? What are your priorities? What's on your mind? That's what I want to know. Oh, last night I went back to Tragedy Tales. Man, oh man, I saw some crap. Wow. The latest video that Ryan did, oh my goodness. It was in Brazil, and there was a truck carrying gas, liquid, not gasoline, but liquid gas, liquid LPG, liquid petroleum gas. The guy crashed the truck, and a huge cloud dispersed and ignited and killed 29 people. You ask me, they need to find a new way to drive that gas around. The way they're doing it doesn't appear to be safe, but the export experts will have to sort that out. But, you know, to just have a huge gas explosion like that and in the middle of a city, it's pretty devastating. Yeah. Tragedy Tales, it's a good channel. It's got content. Yeah, I don't know how long his latest video was. I don't remember, but I watched the whole thing. I give him a like. He's a good guy. But yeah, there's not much going on other than that. I think I watched a little bit of Cross Timbers Bison last night too. Wintertime in Michigan, if you're young, you're out there playing. Ice fishing, snowmobiling, skiing, that kind of crud. When you're old, you just stay indoors. Indoor activities. Yeah. So tell me what's on your mind. What do you guys want to talk about? Yeah. Wednesday, December 10th. I think it's Wednesday, anyways. Sometimes you lose track when you're staying indoors all week, you know. One day looks like another. I worked 33 years of my adult life in Las Vegas, Nevada. I was in table games. I doubt you could recognize me from that. Well, I didn't have facial hair. I didn't have long hair. And I didn't have glasses. 33 years, I probably met, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe 1 million people. More than the average guy. I liked talking to people, finding out what's on their mind. I met people from every country on the planet. They were all nice. Not a bad thing to say about any country. I can talk badly about their governments, but not about their population, their people. They're all nice. Some of these governments are, as bad as ours. Some of them are worse. That's hard to, how can they be worse? But they are. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see what next year's midterm elections look like in the United States. In my opinion, we need to vote out all incumbents, every one of them. They don't want to work together, so they need to find a new line of work, in my opinion. I think when they stay in office too long, they're focusing more on enriching themselves than they are fixing anything. It seems to me that they should all have just a one shot. Nobody should be able to get reelected. It should all be just incumbents hitting the bricks. Personal opinion. I think if we put a revolving door on, all of them, including the judges, the House, the Senate, the presidency, and the judges, meaning the Supreme Court. Just replace them all every couple of years. Just clean the slate, start over, like an Etch-a-Sketch. Sometimes your picture isn't coming out as good as you want, so you got to erase it all and start over from scratch. That's how I feel about the U.S. government. Let's erase it all, start over from scratch. They're supposed to be working together. When they're not working together, they're not working. They're not doing the job. So replace them all. Maybe the next group of people we get in there can work together. Personal opinion. Feel free to disagree. I mean, jump in the chat. Straighten me out. I look at it like this. I've invited the world into my living room for a conversation. Hopefully everybody will act accordingly, but we'll see how it goes. Some days I sit here for 2 hours and nobody jumps in the chat. Other days I can finish and have 300 chats. So, we'll see how it works out. Today seems kind of slow. I'm not sure who YouTube's really marketing the channel to, who they're putting it in front of. But I got to be patient and allow them to find the people that want to chat. YouTube's a bunch of professionals. They'll figure it out eventually. All I'm trying to do is just prove the channel and the show to be reliable, dependable. Monday through Friday, it'll be here. Except for Christmas Day. I took Thanksgiving Day off, and I'm going to take Christmas Day off. You can't complain about me taking a day off once in a while. And these are our national holidays, We'll see how it all works out. And I find it really weird that I have a TV show. I think that's just bizarre. Well, after watching TV for my whole life and having no control over what people were on the air doing and saying, to now have control, it feels pretty free, I gotta say. Well, maybe free is the wrong word. I don't know. It just feels like, I don't know, comfortable to know that I could put anything on TV that I want. I'm interested in that. After the channel gets monetized, I'll do some other projects and get some stuff on there so I can make a buck or two. But this show will always be free. I created this show so I can meet people. I used to chat back in the day, AOL and Yahoo, I know I'm old. But yeah, I used to chat. I enjoyed it. But then I got busy. That's what life does. People get busy. Well, it's like the subscribers of the channel. They get busy. They got crap going on, or they have things going on in their life. Yeah, I know. I still haven't done anything about the set, and I'm still having some lighting issues. Yeah. I don't care. I'm not a detail oriented person. Not anymore. I used to be. When I was a working stuff, I paid attention to every little detail. And now in retirement and old age, I really don't care about most of this stuff. It seems very petty. I have issues right now in my life because I cannot pay attention to detail. I don't stay focused. That's funny that I don't stay focused. I mean, it's just, I used to be sharp. I used to micromanage everything, and I just don't anymore. It's probably, I don't know, it's probably something to do with my personality. I mean, what else is controlling me? I have no agenda. I have no boss. I have, no real responsibilities other than what I make for my own responsibilities. Yeah, I don't know. So, what's going on with you guys? What do you guys want to talk about? I have no preference for a topic. Nothing is jumping to mind. Yeah, I don't know. If you want to hear a good rant, go to yesterday's show. Yesterday's show, I was going off 2 straight hours. I'm just not interested in going off today. I mean, there's no prize. There's no reward. Okay. Yeah. I guess I should probably consider finding a topic to talk about this week. In case I don't have anyone in the chat tomorrow or Friday. You know what I mean? I should probably come up with something to talk to you guys about. I know what I can talk to you about. Does anyone know what the actual rate of unemployment is in the United States? Yeah, our exalted hot dog decided we don't need to see the actual data anymore. I call him exalted hot dog because that's what he is. In my opinion. But yeah, he's cooking the books. He's not releasing the data, so no one knows how poor our economy is really doing. Here's a news flash. You might want to tell him we realize that every time we open our wallets, okay, every time you go to the grocery store. I went to the grocery store yesterday. I carried my groceries in with one hand. Now, they're cooking the books so we can't see the numbers and find out how bad the economy is really going. In my personal opinion, in his second term, I think that, I don't know, it's probably going to take more than a year for the actual numbers for this year, for 2025, to come out. But I'm expecting that he's reduced our economy's growth, and I'm thinking between 10 and 15% reduction. Well, he killed tourism in America. Tourists don't want to come here. They're afraid ICE is going to arrest them. They've got a valid point. You're foolish to come into this country right now. The way that they're treating visitors and immigrants alike is subpar. Could you imagine a family coming in and getting detained, and then a month later they still haven't put their family back together and gotten back home? How much is that going to disrupt their lives? Extensive. But you know, that was the drop in tourism. And then you put in the tariff war and all the exports that we lost. I'm thinking between 10 and 15% of the GDP. It's not growing. That's for sure. Our economy is not growing. It's not moving forward. It's regressing. Inflation is on the rise. I think the inflation numbers are going to end up being 5 to 6%. But he's hiding the numbers, so we won't find that out until next Christmas. Not the one this year, the one in 2026. By that time, the true numbers will all come out. I figure they won't release the actual numbers until after the midterm elections in November of 2026. After those elections have been settled, then the true numbers for 2025 will come out and the whole world will be aghast. They'll freak out. Tariffs are not a solution, they are a problem. You're adding the tariff is a hidden tax on the American people. It's not being claimed as a tax, but it is a tax. They've added another middleman to the transaction. You've got 3 prongs to importing goods. You got the guy in the first country that made the goods. You've got the importer who distributes those goods. And you've got the retail consumer, the buyer, you, the American people that buy the goods. There's 3, just those 3. But when you add a tariff, you're putting in another middleman. A guy slips in right in here and he says, oh, you're importing things, you must pay more. So the first guy, the guy that makes the goods that are going to be imported into America, that guy, whether he's making widgets or dresses or whatever, he's going to say that consumer that's buying our product is now going to have to pay more for our product, so we're expecting to sell less. Now that the tariff has been put in, we're expecting to sell less products. So what do we have to do to compensate for that? We must raise our prices. We don't want our profit margins to go down, so we must raise our prices. Then the importer's in the same situation. I imported all these products. Now I have to pay the tariff on them. I've got to get my money back. I can't make less money than I made last year. So that guy's got to raise his prices. So the final guy, the consumer, you, the American citizen, everybody in this business deal just raised their prices. Guess what? I have to pay more. If I'm the consumer, I'm paying the tariff. The corporation that is making the widget to send to this country is not going to turn less of a profit. He wants to increase his profits each and every year he's in business. If he's not, excuse me, if he's not increasing his profits, he's not going to keep producing the widgets. The importer that is importing those widgets to distribute and sell is not going to take a loss. He is also in business for profit, so he's not going to eat those tariffs. He's going to pass those prices on. And he's also now expecting a reduction in sales because the product costs more. So he's going to compensate for that by increasing his prices, because his profit cannot go down. It must go up each year, or he will not continue to import. So when the tariff was put into place, it forced the manufacturer and the importer to both raise their prices. And if those two businesses are not taking a loss, who is? Oh, that third guy in the equation, you, the consumer, the American citizen, you're going to take it in the shorts. You're not only going to pay the tariff, you're not only going to pay all of the tariff, you're going to also pay for the increased profits of both the other guys in the transaction. Shit rolls downhill, and the guy at the bottom of the hill gets buried. The consumer, you, the American people, me, we are at the bottom of the hill. And there I go with the language again. I don't mean the S word, I mean the C word. Crud, crap, crapola. Everything's falling on you. You're going to have to pay 100% of the tariffs plus the increased profits for both of those first two, the manufacturer and the importer. They need to increase their profits every year. And you're also paying for the tariff. So you, the consumer, are taking it in the shorts. I don't care how many times these guys lied to you. The manufacturer that makes the product is not going to continue to make the product if he does not make a profit. He's not absorbing that extra cost. He's going to pass it on down the line. The importer's in the same boat. There's going to be fewer sales. I need to make more money than I made last year, so let me increase those profits and pass the buck right on down the line. The third guy, you, the consumer, pays for everybody's increased profits, pays 100% of the tariff, or you go without. You don't get to buy that widget. You can't. It's priced beyond your means. Anybody that's telling you that you're not paying 100% of these tariffs is a liar. Plain and simple, they are lying to you. They're trying to trick you. They've got one hand on your wallet right now. Make them let go. Tariffs are not good. Tariffs are bad. Who are tariffs bad for? The consumer buying the products. The other thing that tariffs did was they made the foreign countries cut the U.S. out of their deals. They're not going to buy soybeans from us. They're going to buy them from Argentina. You know that our government just bailed out Argentina's government. It kind of makes you think that there's some shady dealing going on there. China is no longer going to sell soybeans to the United States. They, in turn, are going to buy their soybeans from Argentina. But our government just bailed out Argentina. Kind of makes you think that the people running our government have bought into the soybean business in Argentina. So when their new contracts come in to sell those soybeans to China, they make money. All of these tariffs are about is to make money for the elites, for the corporations, for the rich and powerful. They do not help the consumer. They do not help the person buying the product. The retail customer is taking a beating, and it's a big beating. Let's look at the whole thing in a different manner. Let me put together a metaphor here. It's Wednesday night. You decide to go to your local tavern or bar or pub and have a beer. It's a business transaction. You're going to pay that bar owner some money. He's going to give you some alcohol. Right? You with me so far? A business transaction. Now the government gets involved and doubles the price of your beer. Is it the bar owner's fault? Is it your fault? Whose fault is it that you have to pay double for that beer that you were going out to have on Wednesday night? Whose fault? The government that put on the tariff. It's their fault. It's not yours. And it's not the bar owner. It's the government. The American government is taking money from the American people in a disguise that they call a tariff. It's a play on words. They're trying to tell you that the importer is paying the cost or the manufacturer is paying the cost, and they are not. You, the consumer, at the bottom of the hill, you're shouldering the burden. 100% of the burden, plus the standard inflation rate that you get every year from a corporation. If you're the CEO of a corporation, you must increase your company's profits every year. If you stop increasing the company's profits, what happens to you? You get fired. You don't get the big bonus. The big bonus is for being successful, for increasing the corporate profits. If you fail to increase the corporate profits, they're going to fire you and replace you with someone that can do the job. That's the life of a CEO. When you go into a company and you take over as the CEO, you must increase profit. If you do not increase profit, they have hired the wrong person. And it's the same thing with the importer. He's running his business. He made X amount of dollars last year in profit. But he's the boss, so he's responsible for increasing that profit each and every year. He must notch that up each and every year in order to keep his job. If he fails to increase the profits over what they made last year, what happens? He gets fired and he gets replaced with someone that can increase their profits. This is how corporations work. If you're a CEO of any corporation and you're making less money than you made the previous year, your job is hanging by a thread. Simple fact. I'm not blowing this out of proportion. I'm telling you. You want that management job, you want to run the whole show, you need to produce, and you need to not produce cash flow, you need to produce profit. If you don't produce profit, bye. You're not going to keep the job. Welcome to corporate America. This is how it works. Why is there inflation? Because the corporations must make more money than they made the previous year. That's why they're in business. A business owner is never going to be happy. He wants to reduce his cost and increase his profit every chance he gets. If his cost goes up and his profit goes down, he's not a happy camper. Your situation, your household budget, your costs are going up. Are you happy about it? No. Can you lower your costs? No, you don't have any control. You aren't the one that put the tariff in place. Who did put the tariff in place? Oh, the exalted hot dog. He put the tariff in place. I know he didn't ask you. He just did it. And now he's telling you that the tariffs are bringing in a lot of money. The tariffs are bringing in a lot of money out of your wallet. They took that money from you, and now they're bragging about it. Look at all this money. Yay. He just decided to bail out the farmers because their soybeans didn't get bought this year. They're actually sitting in warehouses right now going to waste. It is now becoming spoilage. So he bailed out the farmers with the tariff money. So in other words, he created a fire, and now he's got a bucket of water, and he's going to give you a ladle to put out that fire. One ladle of water, that's all. No, you don't get the whole bucket of water. You just get one ladle. $12 billion, that's all he's giving them. They're not going to be rolling in dough, high on the hog, living life large. They're going to be existing. and trying to figure out what the hell can they plant next year that will be bought in the marketplace. It's not going to be soybeans. All those soybean farmers right now got all those soybeans going bad. They're not going to grow soybeans again. There's no buyers for the soybeans. And they're not going to get a $12 billion bailout next year. So what are they going to grow? They don't know. Why don't they know? They don't have a buyer. They could plant corn, but then the price they get for corn will drop because they've grown too much corn. It's a balancing act, and the tariffs screwed up the whole ball of wax. So what happens next year when the farmers don't get the $12 billion bailout? They go out of business. Plain and simple. They can't operate for a loss. It's going to put them out of business. A tariff, truthfully, can be used strategically to prop up a particular industry from time to time. But that's not these blanket tariffs across everybody and everything. I'm talking about one specific industry. You might be able to level the playing ground and help those particular farmers for a short amount of time, not for forever. The tariff is going to put this, the American manufacturer that they're trying to bring back will have no one to sell to. Who's going to buy? You can't. You, the consumer, you're paying the tariff. How can you afford to buy the product? You're broke. The tariff took all your spending money away from you. You got none left. What are you going to do? You're going to lose. You're going to reach a point where you can say, I can't buy what I want because I can't afford it. How is that helping the U.S. economy? It's not. But the tariffs have a side twist. There's a side hustle going on that you know nothing about. Because the guy that put in the tariff, our exalted hot dog, he's holding a meeting with the company that we're buying from, with the manufacturing country. He's holding a meeting and he's saying, yeah, I got all these blanket tariffs. I don't know how you could get me to reduce those tariffs. My hand, it's empty. There's no money in it. Maybe if you were to put some money in my hand, I might be able to reduce your tariff. No, the money can't go to my country. No, that money, it needs to go in my hand. Yes, he's taking bribes. That's what this was all about. a $400 million jet from Qatar. That's a pretty big bribe. Doesn't go to the American people, doesn't go to the country, goes to the exalted hot dog, Mr. Greed himself. And then there's more. There's more to the side hustle. There's more to the bribes. Because now that country is going to give him a hunk of land and say, would you like to build one of your Trump towers here in our country? We'll give you the land for free. We would love to have you here doing business in our country. We love you. We worship you. Didn't we just bribe you? Here's a little more icing for that bribe. So when the exalted hot dog gets out of office, he's going to have 20 new Trump towers building up around the globe. Self-enrichment. That's what all of this is about. Self-enrichment. Greed. I know they won't tell you this. The corporations are just as greedy. And the corporations own the news media. The corporations that own the news media will not allow the news media to tell you the truth. I'm telling you, the tariffs are bad. They're not just 99% bad, they are 100% bad. And they're bad for you, the consumer. I know they're telling you there's a trade imbalance with Vietnam. Vietnam doesn't have our population size. Vietnam doesn't buy our cars. They're too expensive. They can't afford them. The trade imbalance, they are calling it a trade deficit. It is not a deficit. They're playing verbiage terminology bullshit games on you. Once again, the trade deficit is not a bill you owe. The trade imbalance, the proper word, the trade imbalance is we are buying this amount from that country, and they are buying this amount from our country. That gap there, that's what they're calling a deficit. They're buying less from us than we are buying from them. Why are we buying from them? Because they have something we want. Why aren't they buying from us? Because we have nothing they want. These countries that aren't buying our $50,000 to $100,000 cars, their people are riding around on mopeds. They can't afford cars. Duh. There's no debt. We're not getting cheated. We're getting to buy what we want at a price we want to pay. They, the other country, is getting to buy what they want at a price that they want to pay. The story's over. There is no trade deficit. Deficit is said to scare you. It is a trade imbalance, and there's nothing wrong with a trade imbalance. As long as we're getting what we want at a price that we want it, what is wrong with a trade imbalance? Explain it to me. A trade imbalance could be bad if we are selling to your country and you're not buying at all. If you're not buying anything from us, we're not selling to you, only you are selling to us, that kind of imbalance is not good at all. But if you're buying some from us and we're buying some from you, that's fine. It's just an imbalance. It is not a deficit. There's no debt to be paid. We're not losing money. It's an optical illusion. If I buy you a gallon of milk, I buy it from you, 1 gallon of milk. You buy a half a gallon of milk from me. It's just an imbalance. We both get milk. They're just not equal. There are 340 million people in the United States. We are the richest country on the planet. These other countries do not have the same size population we do. They do not have the same money we do. They can't afford to buy American cars. They can't afford to buy from this country. So they don't. What they can afford to buy, they do buy. That's why there's an imbalance. A tariff is an attack on you, the consumer. It is bad for business. It is being done for no other reason than self-enrichment and greed by your politicians. Vote them out of office, all of them. They're not doing the job properly. Congress is supposed to be a check and balance on the presidency. They are not checking and balancing him. They are letting him run amok because they are also greedy. This greed is killing America. It's not capitalism that's not functioning. It's greed that is bastardizing the capitalism. The way it's supposed to work, free trade. Both sides get to buy and sell what they want. Free trade, unrestricted. When I put up a tariff, now it's restricted. Now it's restricted trade. That's never a good thing. If the Chinese government tells its people, you can't buy anything from America ever, but you can sell to America, that would be a trade imbalance that must be corrected. You got to say, no, no, no. You allow your people to buy some of our things, or we're not going to buy any of your things. You don't put a tariff on your people, make your people pay a hidden tax. You're adding another middleman to the transaction, and it's not necessary. It's costly. He is crippling the American economy with these tariffs. He has started a trade war with the world with these tariffs. It's completely out of line. It is so a few men can get a little bit richer. Not get rich, get richer. They're already rich. They want more. They're greedy SOBs. You don't want a tariff, not a single tariff, ever. If a tariff is strategically placed to help shore up one American business, that could be a good thing for a short term, not for the long term. For a short term. Blanket tariffs are obscene. This is a heinous criminal act. Oh, it's legal. It's criminal what it's doing to the American economy. They are reducing our GDP between 10 and 15% a year. Watch what happens to the national debt. It's going to grow. The longer these tariffs are in place, the poorer you, the consumer, are going to be, and the poorer the nation is going to be. They have cut trade with the world. They have reduced it for no reason other than their own personal greed. Personal opinion. Feel free to jump in the chat and disagree. That's what this show is all about. Go to YouTube, download the Discord app, and you'll be able to chat. If you've ever wanted to talk to your TV, now's your chance. This show is here Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's an inclusive channel. Everyone is welcome. I'm your host, Ghost Mostly, and I'm telling you, blanket tariffs are horrible for America. The sooner they are gone, the better off we are. If these tariffs linger, they will permanently damage the American economy. I'm expecting that when the true numbers come out, not the funny numbers that our exalted hot dog is presenting us with. He's either giving you fake numbers or no numbers at all. Not those numbers. When the real numbers come out, the numbers for 2025, you will not see until after the midterm election in 2026. December of 2026, we're going to find out how bad 2025 really was. And everybody's going to be shocked. Except for those greedy bastards that are doing it. Now I got to change the subject. My language is getting out of control again. I don't mean to be dropping. I need to change my vocabulary. I want this show to be rated G, or as close to G as it can be. And if I'm saying words like SOB and bastard, it's not there. So that's on me. I apologize. I will try to improve in the upcoming days. I'm just telling you that tariffs are horrible, horrible, horrible for this nation. They are horrible for the American people. And our government is cooking the books. They're not giving us the real data. The real data would prove my point. The real data will show you that they are hurting America for no other reason than their own self-enrichment, their own greed. Congress is not holding this administration to any level of accountability at all. None. I don't care how much they lied to you. There's no checks and balances on this presidency. That's why this country is in such poor shape and I don't know, regressing to something lesser than what it once was. All of these problems can be fixed if we have a working Senate, a working House of Representatives. Our current are not functioning. We need to vote them all out of office. The next election cycle, do not reelect, do not vote for any incumbent. We want all new people, a changing of the guard. If you want a different result, you need different people. You can't keep doing the same thing and expect the results to change. These people are greedy and they are entrenched. They are allowing each other to be greedy. The corporations that are bribing the politicians that are taking the bribes, the media that is owned by the corporations that are not telling you about the bribes. They're all involved. It's all shady. It's all backroom deals. None of it is good for us, the American people. None of it is good for the world. Hopefully, our next president will straighten all this stuff out. He will stop all these tariffs. This is insanity what they're doing to this world economy. We should not be pissing off our allies and cozying up to our enemies. And that's what this administration is doing. This administration is cozying up to every vicious dictator in the world. They're being buddy-buddy. By design. They planned to do this in the early 2000s. "25 years ago, they were planning to do this to this nation. To enrich themselves and their buddies. That's all they care about. They don't care about you and me. They're not going to change anything that helps us. Why is the richest nation in the world got no health care for half of its population? By design. I can show you the numbers. Healthcare for profit does not work. It's morally and ethically deficient. It is not good enough. We need socialized healthcare. Socialized healthcare is not a bad. You have a socialized education with the Department of Education. They're trying to get rid of that. You have a socialized fire department, serves everyone. Your police department serves everyone. Socialized. That's what it is. It's not an evil word. For-profit healthcare is evil. There's no moral standing. I'm going to raise the price on the drugs you need because I can. I want to buy a place in the Bahamas, so it's okay if some of you guys die. I'm going to have to raise the price. morally deficient, inexcusable. For-profit healthcare does not work. If it worked, why wouldn't it be in any other nation on the globe? If it's such a good thing, why doesn't any other country have it? Democracy is good. Other countries have democracies. If the American healthcare system was so good, wouldn't other countries copy us? Of course they would, but it's not good. It's dysfunctional. It doesn't work. It's unethical. It's immoral. I saw one, I don't know, last year sometime. They came up with a cure for hemophilia, blood that won't clot. Somebody cuts their finger, they could bleed to death type of deal. They came up with a cure for that. The American government helped subsidize their research. They researched it for a number of years, and lo and behold, they got the cure. They put that cure on the market. It cost $3.5 million each. How is that moral? How is that ethical? $3.5 million can save your life. How many people got $3.5 million? Not many. If that's a cure, not a treatment, but a cure, why can't people have it? Why do you got to price it at $3.5 million, especially when you didn't pay for all the research, when we, the American people, foot the bill for the research? But you, the drug company, going to price that at $3.5 million each. It's dastardly. Despicable behavior. For-profit healthcare does not work. It is broken. It is morally and ethically wrong. It's against everything that the American people believe in. It is not a good thing. I don't know how else to explain it to you. I just said I'm going to watch my language, and then I start using my version of Ebonics or something. I'm just telling you, some of the stuff that you want to straighten out in this country can be straightened out, but our current politicians aren't doing it. Our current business leaders aren't doing it. Our current court systems aren't doing it. There's a two-tier justice system in this country. That's what makes the courts bad. If everybody was on a level playing field, I wouldn't be able to say that. But they're not. The rich get away with things that you and I cannot get away with ever. You and I are held accountable. Our politicians are not. They're not being held accountable. Where are the data? Where is the data from this year's numbers? Why don't we know what the current unemployment rate is in America? We've always had these figures all of my life, and now they're not available. Why not? because you made them not available. That's why not. Oh, there's no current numbers on the current rate of inflation. They're telling you that it's down. That's a lie. Plain and simple a lie. You know, every time you go to the grocery store, it costs you more. You're buying the same food you bought last week, basically. I do. But yet it costs more every week. Why is that? Because the inflation's real. They're lies. That's where it all falls apart. They're telling you gas is cheaper. No. The whole gas thing is crooked from the get-go. The price of gasoline in this country is predetermined by the oil companies. The oil companies say that it's a supply and demand. It's not. They control the supply. And they know what the demand is. So why doesn't the supply exceed the demand? Because they shut down the supply. They create the shortage so they can jack up the price. They are in control. We are not. Maybe we shouldn't have let all of the oil companies buy up all of the refineries. Maybe these corporate mergers that they're doing are not to our benefit. Maybe we shouldn't be allowing corporate mergers. Personal opinion. Feel free to jump in the chat and disagree. Straighten me out. I'm telling you, these people are just greed. That's all it is. It's just pure greed, self-enrichment. It's all they care about. I can probably name 3 or 4 politicians that aren't taking corporate money. Everybody else is on the take. And every one of these people that's doing our foreign policy and all these ambassadorships and everything, they've all got their hand out for their bribes. Give me the money. Give me the money. I'll give you what you want. I don't care how absurd it is. I don't care who it hurts. Fill that palm with money. That's all they care about. I come up with a question a while back. What's the minimum bribe? I'd like to straighten some stuff out in this country. I know I can't compete with the Qataris and the $400 million jet. I know I can't compete on the high end of the bribes. What's the minimum bribe that you're willing to take? That's my question. What's the minimum bribe? Give me a goal to shoot for. I'll start a GoFundMe. We got some crap we need to straighten out. What's the minimum bribe? If I were a White House reporter, I'd get kicked out the first day. The first question out of my mouth, what's it going to cost the American people to get health care? If we had health care, the hospital couldn't charge you $10,000 a day to stay in there. If we all had health care, guess what? We could control those costs. We could control their profit margin. We could tell them, no, that's not a fair price. Open your books, show us your cost. Here's your amount you're allowed for profit. What's the next? We'd be able to dictate terms, not beg. We'd be in a position of control. We'd tell them, we're going to allow you a profit, a small profit. You're not going to rape us financially. You don't need another vacation home in the Bahamas. You've already got one. I know you want to go to Bora Bora for lunch. Tough. Take it out of your existing profits. You're not increasing your profit margin. This is healthcare. It's immoral. Throughout my years, as I've gone through the business world and seen corporations and how they perform, it's just sad. They make some really poor choices, some very unethical, immoral positions. That's why there's no pensions anymore. They give you a 401k and they tell you to delay paying your taxes. Not a good idea. Pay the taxes now while you're working. You can't afford to pay the taxes once you retire. Trust me, I'm retired. Taxes aren't going down. Earn the money, pay the taxes, and then you don't have to ever worry about it again. There's no pensions because the employer doesn't want to take care of you. He does not want to. Your 30 years means nothing to us. They'll replace you in a heartbeat. I saw it in the casino industry. And I told them, as they promoted me over the years, I told them to their face, the higher up I get, the closer to the door I get. If you want me to stay, do my job, I'm happy to do that. But if you move me up, you're going to run into trouble because corporations are doing things that are immoral and not ethical. They're below the minimum. Corporate profits go up. Why don't wages go up? Well, what if corporate profits go down? What if wages went down? There's no real answer. Their answer is, you don't matter, we do. Corporate profits must increase or the CEO is replaced. It's just how it works. If you get hired as a CEO, you're the top dog, you must increase profits. Reduce costs, increase profit, no matter what. If you don't, they're going to replace you with someone that will. How did they do that? Well, for years, I've been watching corporations take your health care. They used to offer health care. Now you have to pay for your health care. You're paying the lion's share. They might be kicking in a little, but I doubt it. If it's a successful corporation, they're probably self-insured. They own the insurance company. They're dipping out of every bucket they can find to dip out of. And you are paying for it. They do not increase wages as their profits increase. Look at these guys as climbing the ladder of success and then pulling it up behind them. You cannot improve. How much money do these casinos in Las Vegas make? This is the industry I know about. How much profit do they make? A lot, right? Every year. It's guaranteed money for them. All they got to do is put butts in the chairs and they make money. $33 years ago, now it's 43 years ago when I started in the casino business, the blackjack dealer made minimum wage plus tips. What's the blackjack dealer make today? Minimum wage plus tip. Why is that? By design, the casino owner makes money, the corporation makes money, but not the workers. They're not going to allow you to become successful as they are becoming successful. They've climbed the corporate ladder and pulled it up behind them. We're going to continue to excel. You guys are just going to tread water, stay the same. You cannot increase. When I started working, you could buy a new car for $10,000 or $12,000, brand new. Now I'm retired. What's a car cost? $50,000 to $100,000. They need to increase your wages as they increase their profits. If they're not doing this, if they're not bringing you up as they succeed, if you're not succeeding, there's a problem. If you're working for a corporation that is currently bribing politicians, guess what? Your employer is not on your side. A legitimate corporation doesn't have to bribe anyone. They shouldn't have to bribe anyone. Your politicians should not be taking bribes. Why are political contributions tax deductible? They shouldn't be tax deductible. They already have matching funds. If you give $1,000 to a politician, he spends that $1,000 running for office and then submits to the government and gets matching funds. They give $1,000. You gave $1,000, so now the government gives $1,000. If that's the case, why is that political contribution tax deductible? Why doesn't the corporation pay the taxes on that money and then give it to the politician, knowing he's going to get matching funds from the government? It's criminal. It's legal, but it's not moral. It's not ethical. A political contribution should not be tax deductible. They should be paying the taxes on that money and then donating it. And there should not be matching funds paid by the government. The government shouldn't be paying them because of their line of work. It's ridiculous. If you're a factory worker, why don't you get matching funds? If you're a waiter, why don't you get matching funds? The government doesn't care about you. It only cares about the politicians. They're already getting bribed, and we're matching their bribe. Here you go. Let me just keep piling money on you until you just can't hold no more. It's obscene. It's horrible. Vote these politicians out of office. They cannot function properly. They're supposed to work together. Democrats and Republicans and independents are all supposed to be working together. If you and I both get hired at McDonald's and we're supposed to be working together and we don't work together, what happens? McDonald's would fire us both. Well, they might keep me because I'm cute, but you know my point. It's ridiculous. Vote them all out of office. Just convince yourself right now, today, you need a revolving door on every house of politics, period. Mayor, why do you need an incumbent? Get a new guy. Councilman, why do you need an incumbent? Get a new guy. Train them all. From ground up, no more incumbents. If they've already held office, they don't need to hold it again. They can move on to something else. When they stay in office, they're just getting paid more. They're getting bribed more. They're making their business connections. They're doing their backroom deals. They're not helping us. If they were helping us, we wouldn't be 250 years into this nation and not have health care. All Americans need health care, not just today, but forever. We need it in the Bill of Rights. We need it in our Constitution. We need socialized medicine. That's not a communist plot. Socialized medicine, socialized police, socialized education, socialized fire department, they all work. We need socialized health care. Everyone, all Americans need health care. End of story. The discussion's over. I don't care how greedy Johnny Doe is. Okay. It's too bad. Let him find something else to do. Let him go to Argentina. Americans need health care, and until we get it, until we get all this dark money out of our politics, it's all horrible. There's no way out of this storm until we vote these guys out of office. They're just going to keep on grifting. I'm not running for political office. This show's not chasing your wallet. The show is called Afternoon Chat. It's Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm your host, Ghost Mosley. This is an inclusive, free channel. I'm not selling you anything. No midstream ads, no sponsors, no commercials of any kind. I'm not trying to become a social media influencer. I'm too old for that. I'm not trying to sell you anything, ever. This channel is free. The stars of this show, it's not me. The stars of this show are the people in the chat. People in the chat determine what we talk about. The only reason I've chosen the topics today and yesterday is no one was in the chat. If you want to be able to chat, go to youtube.com, download the Discord app, also free. While you're at it, please like and subscribe the show, also free. No charge. That'll help the channel get out to more people. More people that see us, the more people get in chat. It'll grow eventually. I know it's new. Be patient. I know that we have people that have chatted in 8 different countries around the planet. I've welcomed them all. I want everyone to feel free to speak their mind, to get their voice heard. As long as we stay within the community guidelines, we're golden. Everything's fine. We just don't want to piss off YouTube. It's the only platform we're on. You won't find me on any of the other social media platforms. The only place you're going to find me is right here on YouTube. I believe they have the best platform. Personal opinion. Feel free to jump in the chat and disagree. Today's show, I've told you that tariffs are bad and Americans need socialized medicine. We need a single payer healthcare. That's what came to my mind today. Jump in the chat, change the topic. I'll switch. I'll turn on a dime. I have no script for this show. I have no predetermined agenda for this show, other than the fact that I want to unite people together. You need to live and let live. Our news is trying to scare us. They're showing us blood and guts. All the crime in America. Every day we have to see it. Nonstop. Crime, crime, crime. The truth is the crime rate in America has never changed. It is never, it's not on the increase. It's not on the decrease. It's a constant. Do your own research. I'm telling you, I did my research. Felon criminals, armed robberies, rapes, felon criminals, 7% of the population. Never 8%, never 6%. It's a constant 7%. It never changes. I don't care how much they lie to you. It's 7% of the population, which means 93% of us are not committing crimes. The good guys outnumber the bad guys 10-1. If you take a look at our news, it looks like there's a masked gunman on every corner waiting to kill you. That's not true. The crime rate's not the same as it was in 1966. I'm not talking about speeding tickets. There are more people. Of course, there's more speeding tickets. I'm talking about felony criminals, the bad guys. 7% of the population. Never 8, never 6. It's unchanged throughout the history of America. They may change the way they're reporting the crimes and try to take some crimes and pull them out of this category and they're playing games with the numbers. It's 7% of the population. End of story. Of that 7%, 2 million are currently behind bars between the federal, state, local prisons and jails. I guarantee you, I don't care what city in America you live in, I guarantee you the good guys on your police force, your local police force, outnumber the bad guys in your town. They're outnumbered. I know no one is telling you this except me. I wonder why. Maybe because they're making money. They're trying to scare you. They're trying to manipulate you. They're trying to divide you up. They want you to be scared. They want to use your fears to control and manipulate you. You need to not let them. Understand that the good guys do outnumber the bad guys by a lot. That has not changed in the history of America. The good guys outnumber the bad guys. Go figure. They can't scare you. The reason we have cities is because when people unite and they collaborate, they build bigger and greater things together. They cannot control us when we're all together. So they want to separate us into smaller groups. They want to vie us against one another. Oh, you're white, so the black people all hate you. No, they don't. You're Jewish, so all the Christian people hate you. No, they don't. You're gay, so all the straight people hate you. No, they don't. Stop believing their lies. Control your fears. You will have a better quality of life. Be nice to everybody all of the time, and that niceness will come back to you tenfold. I want to thank you for viewing today. I appreciate you. It's my first TV show. How am I doing? Jump in the chat and let me know. The show's called Afternoon Chat. It's Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is an inclusive channel, not an exclusive club. Everyone is welcome. Every opinion is welcome. As long as we stay within the community guidelines of YouTube, we're fine. I'm your host, Ghost Mostly. Have a safe and quiet and pleasant evening, and I'll look for you guys tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. My philosophy, live and let live. Be nice to everyone. You will like the end result. Thanks for your time and consideration. Like and subscribe if you could. It will help the channel somehow, some way. Only YouTube really knows. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.